Welcome to What's Happening. It's the end of October, and now we're thinking Thanksgiving already. Do you know that many of our residents here on Cape Cod are food insecure? There's a great event happening at Blue Rock Golf Course on November 18th and 19th, the 13th annual Turkey Shootout and Pantry Drive. With me today are Pat from Blue Rock and Lindsay from Create the Good. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about the need for the food pantry and these Thanksgiving dinners for folks. Lindsay, tell us about Create the Good.
Create the Good was founded in 2010 as a way to help people in the DOI school system that couldn't provide their families with a Thanksgiving dinner. They started a food drive every year, and it was basically they put receptacles in the schools where people could come and donate food and non-perishables or gift cards or whatever was needed, and they would distribute them to the families in need. And then in 2013 we collaborated with Blue Rock, and it's kind of a cool story that maybe Pat can tell more about, where we teamed up with them when they did their annual turkey shoot, and we kind of combined that with our food drive.
That's fantastic. Now, tell us the need for this. You mentioned something as a statistics earlier before, that 70%?
70% of the student population in the DOI schools are on free or reduced lunch, so there's quite a need for...
There's quite a need for this. And then, Pat, you play golf. Turkeys, golf, what's the connection here?
Well, at Blue Rock, we have all par 3 holes, and at the end of the season, things are getting a little quiet, and I thought I'd try to do something nice for the community. So I created our Turkey Shootout, and having all par 3s, I came up with the idea of doing 18 closest to the pins. Each one wins a turkey. And along with it, I wanted to have the players, the participants, to bring along some non-perishable food items, which we donated to the local pantries over the years. And then in 2013, the first winner of the turkey actually donated it back. Yeah. And then it, snowball effect, everybody donated their turkeys back. And I had 14 frozen birds with nowhere to put them. And we found out on social media that Create the Good was doing a Stuff the Cruiser down at Stop and Shop. So we filled up 3 vehicles full of the donations that we had from the players that participated and the turkeys that donated back. Drove over to Stop and Shop. I saw the police officer, and I said, hey, I have some food for your donation or for the Stuff the Cruiser. He says, yeah, just throw it in that truck over there. And I said, I have 3 vehicles full. He says, well, then you need to go down to DY and meet the ladies that Create the Good. And boy, from there, it was one of the most rewarding experiences, or the most rewarding experience of my life, when we went down there and they were stuffing the pantry at DY High School and the amount of food that we had and the turkeys. And then when I found out the need and what we were doing it was great partnership from that point on.
Now it's kind of like history. You guys are in your 13th year. Golfers probably come back every year because it makes them feel good as well, I would imagine. And you're assembling these meals, these turkey Thanksgiving meals, right there at the golf course during the event. Exactly. Tell us a little bit about that.
First year they fed 65 families, I think, and last year we did 94.
Wow.
Yeah, and this year our goal is 125. But basically it's like an assembly line, and they line up all these bags, and each bag just gets filled as the donations come in, and there's checked off, making sure that everything's in there, and they're color-coded by school, and it's everything from the turkey to the pie and everything in between, and we just make sure all the bags are filled, and then we bring them over to the high school at the end of the 2 days, and then early Monday morning, that Monday, the social workers from each school come and get their color-coded bags and distribute them to the families that need them. So.
That's great. So do you need volunteers to help you put those bags together?
Yeah, we always need volunteers.
Always need volunteers.
Usually there's a steady stream. Some of the organizations at the high school, the kids will come from different clubs and groups, and they'll help us for a little bit here and there, and people are in and out, but we can always use people to help us stuff bags. It's quite a production, just making sure each bag has the 12 or so items that it needs to be full.
And it must be a teaching moment as well for some of these children in the DY system to know that their schoolmates and their friends are so food insecure.
Yeah, I don't think they have any idea that these are the people they're in school with, and they, you know, there's such a need, and I think it's eye-opening for the kids that do come down to know that these are their friends and their classmates that they maybe have no idea that they're struggling. So
right,
yeah.
And the golfers. I mean, this was the 18th and 19th of November. This year might be 70 degrees. We don't know. I'm probably banking on that as how October's gone. But that's like literally almost the end of your season. So there's got to be a pretty cool vibe out on that course.
There really is. It's amazing. It sells out nearly every year. The first year we had, the first several years we only had Saturday as an event. We added Sunday along with Create the Good because we just couldn't fit the number of golfers that want to participate into one day.
Right.
So now we've divided it up into 2 days. Saturday is a very busy day. Sundays there's usually room and available for more players. But the feeling around the golf course is just amazing. People bring by boxes and boxes of things for the day, and it's less about golf and more about the cause.
More about the community. So some of the greens fees for those days as well are donated back to Create the Good.
Exactly. We collect the fees and then we take a portion out. I think we give a check last year of $1,500 to top off some of the bags that are turkey light, and then as you had mentioned, the gift cards and things like that. So that
gift cards are a great idea.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then throughout the year, we like to also provide, and sometimes it segues into Christmas, and we were able to do things for some of these families during Christmas or year-round. A lot of the teachers are buying snacks independently with their own money to give to these kids that might not have them when they go home after school or whatnot. So another goal of ours is to be able to do that and help out these teachers and these social workers at each of the schools throughout the year with trying to just, give
I
these
couldn't
kids
imagine
a little more.
going home after school and not having a snack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just awful.
Yeah.
Every kid should have, a package of Oreos and a glass of milk at the end of the day, because it's tough work learning.
Yeah, yeah.
So how can people find more information about Create the Good?
We have a Facebook page. It's,
Great.
If you go on Facebook and you search Create the Good DY Schools, you'll find it there. And the email, you can email us. It's createthegood@yahoo.com. And on our Facebook page, there's a P.O. box where, donations can be sent or gift cards. Donations can be dropped off. You mentioned maybe at Blue Rock,
Yes.
and at each of the schools, I think if you bring something to the schools and mention Create the Good, it'll find its way to the right spot because everyone's aware, and the social workers at each of the schools are we work with them, so they'll be able to get it to us. So.
Great. Tell us a little bit about the day. What kind of format? We got a shotgun start, I'm assuming.
Shotgun start, so we start at 10 o'clock just in case there's a frost delay. It can be chilly at the end of November. We start at 10 o'clock. It's a shotgun start, 4 players per team. They go out, and each hole is its own individual tournament. So there's the thought of the closest to the pin.
Yep.
So you hit your first shot. We realized after the first year that there was no reason to putt, so now we've put a team format together. We call it a Bramble Skins game. So everybody plays off the best shot and takes a shot at making a birdie on each hole. And so we have some prizes for that as well at the end of the event. The second day, the Sunday, is again I hate to say it's overflow, but for those that we couldn't fit into Saturday, and it's really all about just getting out on the golf course. For a lot of people, it's a last round. A lot of people, it's a first round. They just want to be part of the day and the cause.
Yeah, and it's such a beautiful course. I can imagine even at the end of middle of November, you're still, you still got a little bit of color on those trees, and it's always in absolutely fabulous condition, having played there a couple of times over the years. So anything else you kind of want to tell us about this event? We want golfers, right? So they can go to the Blue Rock website to register?
Go to the Blue Rock website or call us at 508-398-9295.
Okay.
Sign up at the Pro Shop, give us a call. Last year we saw the power of social media. Lindsay was mentioning that she was short on pies, put it on Facebook, and we almost needed a traffic cop out in front of Blue Rock with the amount of vehicles that were coming by for donations, and I hope we need a traffic cop this year.
Yeah.
Because it's just such an exciting day and event, and doing something really nice for the community.
And that's non-perishable goods. So your pies and your corn and your beans and your stuffing, because you need stuffing, mashed potato. I mean, there's lots of things that folks can bring to make these baskets be truly wonderful for families in need in the DY school system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That specific weekend, they definitely can bring like fresh, rolls and pies, and obviously turkeys are always
Sure,
welcome.
it's only 4 days away.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then all the other things that you can bring in for the shelves for the
Snacks,
just to have for the
anything,
snacks for the kids that are even outside of the
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll
So
definitely make use of any donations that are made.
Yeah, the snacks is a great idea too. I mean, especially with the new Oreos with the guess the flavor. Have you seen that?
I heard about them. Yeah.
I was an Oreo kid, if you haven't noticed. So it's November 18th and 19th. Blue Rock, partnering with Create the Good to make sure that families in the DY school system have a Thanksgiving dinner. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for
Well,
having
thank
us.
you.
I'm Paula Hersey, and make sure that you go to Blue Rock on the 18th or 19th. You can sign up and be a golfer and donate your turkey back, or you can just stop by with a donation and say hi to the good folks, making sure that folks in the DY school system have food for Thanksgiving. I'm Paula Hersey, and this is What's Happening.